For the people that are watching, hello, welcome to our live stream. Sorry that I messed up the original live stream, but YouTube decided to just start streaming it when I wasn't ready. So
it was definitely YouTube's fault.
It was definitely YouTube's fault. I didn't click on start streaming deliberately and then get confused as to why it started streaming. That didn't happen. That's not how I roll. I was trying to segue into rolling dice then, but didn't.
I liked it. It was good. I'm glad that you explained it. It helped.
Oh, excellent. So, welcome. I'm Mark.
I'm Martin.
And for regular listeners, I mean, there's not many of you watching at the moment, but for regular listeners, obviously...
It's fine.
Obviously, it's fine. That's not what I was going to say. Obviously... We normally do Campaign on Dice and 2 other podcasts.
What is Campaign on Dice, Mark? Why don't you explain that?
Good question, Martin. Thank you. I'll field that one, Martin. So Campaign on Dice is a regular...
This is easy, this, isn't it? You do all the work.
Don't interrupt me. If you ask me a question... Finished?
Yeah.
Excellent. So Campaign on Dice... I paused then just in case. Campaign on Dice is a weekly podcast where we look through the fighting fantasy books... of yore, and by yore I mean your past, and we've been playing them each week. We're currently playing, which one are we playing?
The best one ever. How could you forget?
I forgot the name of it. The Rings of
Kether, or Kether,
or Kethether, and it's equally the best and worst thing that I've ever read. But we decided to do something a bit different. We have done one live stream before, way back at the early days of when Wagons were bigger, when we did a live stream on Facebook of our retro gaming prowess, where we were in the same room for that. It got heated, I got angry. It essentially turned into what it was like when we were teenagers, when Martin would win at things, I'd get angry and just either verbally or physically attack him. And it kind of degenerated into that again. So luckily we're 8 miles apart, social distancing to the extreme.
Luckily, yeah. I'm always really grateful for that.
Yeah, I am as well. I was grateful for that long before lockdown happened. And because you smell. And because...
It's true.
It's true. So we've decided to do a online Dungeons and Dragons game. Hopefully you're excited by that.
I am.
Are you? I'm not.
Well, let's talk about what is Dungeons and Dragons. What's your experience with D&D? Have you had any? What do you know of the game?
So, of the game...
Yeah.
I've seen them play it in Stranger Things.
Good enough. It's exactly like that. About halfway through, we'll be interrupted by some kind of interdimensional being that will want to eat your face off.
Yeah, well, that's just a regular day.
Yeah.
But my only real interaction with the world of Dungeons and Dragons was the cartoon, obviously, which is I assume is very accurate to the game.
Sure, why not?
Excellent. Can I be Eric, the best one?
No, you're you. What I've done is to create... Well, because you have very little interest in the game, or the best part of it for me, creating characters, I decided that I would make you, or the closest thing to you that I can make in D&D. So hopefully on your screen you can see your icon.
Yeah.
Which on my screen says your name underneath it. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, it says my name. It looks suspiciously like Louis Theroux.
It is, yeah. We obviously don't want to show our own faces, but we have reference to the past. We have reference to the past that you bear more than a passing resemblance to Louis Theroux, and me, a passing resemblance to Gareth Hale.
It's not
have I got the right one?
Yeah, it's not passing resemblance. You have his face.
It's like not so much now, but
it's like you've taken his face and you've stuck it over your face. It's kind of in that scene in Silence of the Lambs where Hannibal Lecter cuts off that man's face or whatever. It's been a long time since I've seen it. and then he kind of, I guess he uses a Pritt stick. He attaches it to his face.
No, he just drapes it on.
What does he lean back?
Yeah, he's lying down. He's pretending to be the cop.
Does he not walk out?
No, they pick him up. Don't know, because then he sits up in the ambulance and takes it off and then attacks the guy.
I'm thinking of Gregory Dyer of the Nutcase.
Walks out with it on.
Because he walks out with it on, doesn't he? That's what I'm thinking of.
Just whistling. Do, 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 do. I won't whistle because obviously the microphone will...
You weren't whistling, so good.
No, so yeah, I've basically taken a picture from Amazon of some what looks like Assassin's Creed fancy dress, and then a picture of Louis Theroux looking a bit furtive, and combined them into a sort of warrior character of you. So if you just so we can run through and see how accurate it is, can you, if you hold Alt and double click on your icon, you should get your character sheet.
Is that the one that says Alt on it?
Yeah.
What have I got to do? I was talking over the end.
Hold down Alt and double click on the icon, and you should get your character sheet, and that should show up on your screen for everybody to have a look at as well.
Oh, look at that, it does.
So what I want you to do is just run through, on the right-hand side where you've got your personality traits, your ideals, bonds, and flaws, just run through those and just tell me how accurate I might have been in representing you as a character.
I just realised, because this is slightly behind, I quickly went to Twitter on my desktop and liked a tweet from Mr. Fatuous and realised obviously that's now on the live stream. I don't know how technology works. Isn't that a worry?
It is a bit.
That's my job.
For me.
Sorry, what did you need to do?
I was going to say, just run through on the right-hand side of your sheet all the personality traits, ideals, bonds, flaws that I've chosen for you, and just tell me if that's accurate, if that's an accurate representation of you, Mark, as a character in real life.
Nobody stays angry at me or around me for long, since I can diffuse any amount of tension. I love a good insult, even one directed at me. I don't know, let's try it. Direct an insult at me.
You are a bloody nightmare to work with. You're shit at technology, you are.
I know, tell me about it. People, I like seeing the smiles on people's faces when I perform. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I've given you the background of an entertainer, a jester. So you know, you do. I think that's fair. You just enjoy making people laugh.
I think it'd be safe to say that a lot of people have said to me that I like to be the centre of attention.
Yeah, probably I'm one of them.
Maybe. Right. I've now opened Twitter on my iPad so as to not
That's good.
On the desktop.
That's separate then. Then people won't see you sort of self-congratulatorily liking things.
I know. Do you remember? I don't know. Do you remember before we started recording? I said, "Oh, I'll have to be careful what I bring up on my desktop."
You did say that.
I did say that, didn't I? Do you remember those exact words that came out of my mouth?
I was listening.
What an idiot. I will do anything to prove myself superior to my hated rival. Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, I've never named my hated rival. I mean,
but I know who he is.
But you know who my hated rival is. It's a man, as my wife has pointed out several times, that actually did nothing to slight me in any way.
I'm sure he's a nice man in real life. A lot of people seem to like him from what you've said.
A lot of people seem to like him, but I didn't. And,
and that's all that matters.
And that's all that matters. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's unnecessary hate. Knowing that makes me worse, actually, doesn't it? Because I know it's unnecessary.
Yeah,
and yet I still have it.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be 17 years ago. I should let go of that.
You really should, but you won't.
I should let go of that time he did nothing to me. I have trouble keeping my true feelings hidden. My sharp tongue lands me in trouble. I said lambs me in trouble, then I meant lands me in trouble. I don't know if it lands me in trouble.
I'm surprised it doesn't. Especially, did you relay on air the duvet story, or was that just to me the other day?
Oh, the man outside the supermarket.
Yeah, I can't remember if we recorded that or just talked about it.
Basically, well, I mean, I've been telling people what I think of them quite openly in public at the moment, because they get too close to me, and as we all know, you're not supposed to, are you?
Don't get close to me. Go away from me. Leave me alone.
Especially if you're just dropping your duvet off to be dry cleaned. Just don't stand next to me, and then don't be astonished when I tell you to move away.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he is a person.
He is a human being.
I am a human being.
I didn't even say it in a rude way, which is quite surprising. I should have done.
You think you didn't say it in a rude way, but
yeah, good point.
That's you. So I've as I say, I've tried to do that because I think it will help you technically in the rules of D&D by role playing your character well. You can earn inspiration, and that just helps you get advantage in certain situations. Right. So if I think you're being you enough in some ways, I think technically it's if you use the flaw in a way that will actually be a detriment to you, then I can reward you for good role playing despite shooting yourself in the foot. I think that's how it works.
Right, okay. What's all this other stuff mean?
So all this other stuff, don't worry too much about it. You can see down the left-hand side, you've got essentially, you rolled, I did the random, there's something called the standard array. Rather than have to make you roll for stuff, I've tried to make it as easy as possible. There's a standard array of numbers you can just plug in. So I've given you, you can see your highest score is in charisma, because I think that's fair. And intelligence.
No one would disagree, apart from my mortal enemy who wondered why I was so unpleasant to him when he did nothing wrong.
I'm sure he loved you. Intelligence is your second highest score, then strength, then wisdom, and then dexterity, and then constitution. You see, you get a -1 because, you know, I don't think you're very hardy. Wow. So that's what I've done for you.
Accurate, but cutting.
So in the middle, you can see you've got something called armor class, which is quite high, but I think that's because you've got a shield equipped. Basically, 19 makes you almost unhittable, which
you didn't say 19 properly.
What did I? Oh, no, 19.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your speed is 30. That's pretty average. You are a human character, because that's what you are. You've got 9 hit points. I did.
Thanks for noticing.
I did dabble with the thought that of leveling you up a bit higher than level 1. But firstly, I think it's amusing for you to be level 1 and quite weak. And secondly, your armor class does make you quite difficult to hit. So I think you'll probably survive. Plus, there's a few other things that's going to happen that are not in the book that we're running through. Okay. You can see you've got a long sword and a light crossbow, so you can do some close-up fighting and some ranged fighting. And the rest of it is just sort of stuff that comes with your class. So there's items. I'm not going to be bothering too much about how much you can carry, because I think that just takes it too far. At some point, the Roll20 sheet, if you're carrying loads, it'll give a weight for all the items, and it will say, "You're carrying too much." And I think, well, that's silly, because you're in a world where you could basically stab a dragon in the face. So not being able to carry quite as many things just sort of takes away from that for me.
Can I just say, all of this in front of me now, it's just like noise. It doesn't.
It will be.
It's all meaningless to me. I'm looking at it, and I think I don't know what any of this really means. I mean, you're explaining it, and I'm hearing it, but I'm not hearing it.
I'm going to do my best to talk you through it. My experience with Dungeons and Dragons, just to go back to my previous question, is that I got into it about a year ago properly. I spent a long time trying to learn and realized I was never going to be ready. So I just threw myself into a homebrew campaign that I've sort of written for my other half and her sister and my other half's daughter as well. And they're always a fun lot to play with, because they do things I never expect they'll do. I can prepare whatever I think they will do, and they will always surprise me. But I didn't want to run you through my homebrew world, firstly because I know you're going to make fun of it, and that will make me sad, and secondly because I know
I definitely would.
You would. And also because what we're going to do is we're going to run through the starter set campaign adventure, which a lot of people, if you're a fan of D&D and you've watched live streams,
hang on a minute, I've been called a weak little boy on YouTube by old beardy gamer Mr. Fatuous, who complimented, actually no he didn't, he said he liked my chuckle before, but now he's calling me a weak little boy. I've only just opened up the actual things. I should have done this before, but
is that because of your constitution?
I think it's just that's what he thinks.
Fair enough. So yeah,
me.
A lot of people, if you're into D&D, you'll probably know a little bit about the Lost Mine of Phandelver. We're probably not going to get very far into it, but we'll see. It might be that you die in the first half an hour, but again, we'll see. Essentially, you don't need to know very much about your character sheet. I would say keep it open and have access to it. There will be times where I'll ask you to roll for something, and you can see if you hover your mouse over all of these things, that when you click them, it will roll in the chat the dice that is correct. So you never have to think about it on Roll20. We're not affiliated with Roll20. We're not sponsored by Roll20. We're not being paid by them. But I will tell you what to do when we get to certain situations. I made you a fighter because it's like the most bland class you can be.
Oh, I'm bland now as well.
Yeah, you're a bland, weak little boy.
Bland, weak little boy.
But also, I think because it's like it's sort of the standard. It seems to be the standard character type that you experience playing in the fighting fantasy books.
Can
You
I
are
just
basically
stop you? Every time a question or a comment comes through, I'm going to stop you. Mainly
That's
because
fine.
I'm bored of you and I've known you for too long now and I don't really want to listen.
Absolutely fine.
Tom P has asked, does D&D have sandwiches? Big strong boys need sandwiches. Now I think it's been established I'm a weak little boy. So I'm not allowed sandwiches. It's not allowed. I was told I wasn't allowed any.
No, there are no
thank you.
sandwiches.
I should quickly add, if you have a question or you want to comment or anything, please do under YouTube, or you can tweet us. I've got them both open. I mean, Martin's input in this technical side of things is limited. I'm doing it all. I'm the one streaming it. Ugh, you know. Do you want to carry on with this story?
Tell me what you understand about the sheet in front of you. That's my technical input.
Okay, I understand. All right, well, what I understand is there are words. They seem to be forming sentences.
Absolutely.
That I vaguely understand what they mean. What's that noise?
That's fine.
There's a weird noise.
Ghost?
Oh, some kids playing on their bikes outside. It's not relevant to this, but...
Shout at them to cycle apart.
Go to bed!
Yeah.
Go to bed. It's something cool, I'll say. Oh, alright, you stay up. It's fine.
Well, you're not their dad. Are you their dad?
I'm not their dad.
So it's fine.
It's every British person's right to have a go at other people's children.
to tell a child to go to bed.
Yeah.
That sounds weird. Don't do that.
No, actually, yeah, I redacted it. I can't redact it. I can't edit this. Too late.
So, so essentially the fighter is kind of the character that is in fighting fantasy books. You're just a basic, a guy with a sword and a shield and a backpack.
Are we going to play this at any point?
I don't know, do I? It's up to you.
Forever, isn't it? We'll get on with
We're just doing a bit of background.
If you can hear a whirring sound as well, people listening, it's my fan. I've got a fan on up here. I'm in a very hot room, and I'm very hot. So just so you know.
Okay. So we can.
I'm Jeff Vader has just put. My son has had one lesson a week at school where they played Dungeons and Dragons.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds like a very poor school to be playing that. I mean.
Would that be a drama class? Because this is very good for that kind of thing.
Be maths.
Actually, it's good for maths. It's good for drama.
Oh, stop trying to justify this.
It is. Because you have to do a lot of adding up and stuff. I don't, because Roll20 will do all that for me. But if you're playing properly,
could be English. You're telling a story. Could do it in English.
Covers a lot of things. Could be PE. It couldn't, but you never know.
No one likes PE.
No, it's not a real lesson, is it?
It's not a real lesson, and PE teachers aren't real teachers. There, I said it. No, they are. I take that back. They are.
Right. I'm going to just get going because we'll see how we get on, I suppose. So I'm going to drag you over to what hopefully
let me hide my attributes or whatever you said they were. Oh wow, it's a proper place and everything. Is that a tavern?
There's a tavern. So the bottom right corner, you can see that there's a tavern.
Can I just say, I've had a message from my wife via text. Get on with it.
Fine, we will. So you are in the city of Neverwinter.
We've lost 2 people as a result of this. So let's keep going.
As a result of people because we started playing.
Yeah.
Right, so you're in the city of Neverwinter. You are meeting with a dwarf named Gundren Rockseeker at the Driftwood Tavern. He wants your help to bring a wagon load of provisions to Phandalin, which is a rough and tumble settlement lying a couple of days' travel southeast. So you can see you're sat at the table here, and you're next to Gundren. He's clearly excited. He's more than a little secretive about his reasons for the trip. All I can say is we found something big. I can't discuss it in any more detail, my boy. He promises you 10 gold pieces to escort his supplies and take them to Barthen's Provisions, which is a trading post in Phandalin. He says you'll need help and promises you an additional 10 gold pieces to any companion of your choice. He offers a handshake and gets up to leave, and you see a burly human is waiting outside with 2 horses. Gundren introduces him as Sildar Hallwinter. He's an older man wearing chainmail armor. He nods at you as both men mount the horses. Sildar and I need to get to Phandalin. That's what anything goes in Neverwinter. Sildar and I need to get to Phandalin as soon as possible. I need to take care of some business. You wave as they ride off at speed out of the city, and then you re-enter the tavern to seek a companion for your journey.
So who rode out of the city?
So Gundren and Sildar. So Gundren is the dwarf who was at the table with you. He's just gone.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to say, he's still there.
No, that's just, there's going to be a lot of that because I'm going to have to be whipping between the screen and notes that I've made as well.
I just feel that Tom P says this looks much more legit than he was expecting. Me too,
Good.
if I'm honest.
Roll20 has done a lot of the work for me, to be fair, but
Yeah.
having to put maps together is one of my sad little fun things.
Old Beardy Gamer, aka Mr. Facturous, says his eyes have been drawn straight to the pub. I'm Jeff Vader said, "What is pub?" And Old Beardy Gamer has replied, "They're from the outside," in inverted commas. Do you remember the outside?
Oh, pub. I don't like pubs. They scare me in real life.
Mine's scared of lots of things in real life. I've just broken my standing desk thing. How did I do that? Anyway, carry on with the game.
Okay,
that's what people are paid for.
No, they haven't. He's left to go to Vandalin ahead of you, and he's told you to seek a companion, and he'll pay you both 10 gold pieces at the end. So inside, you can see there are 3 other patrons. There's a pale, slender elf who's keeping...
Oh, it's the
well, that's the bartender.
Oh, sorry, okay.
So this guy, hopefully you're seeing a ping there. There's a pale, slender elf keeping himself to himself. There's a tiefling here, which is sort of somebody of demonic descent who's wearing robes, and she's just eating quite a meager meal. And there's a stout dwarf who's drinking and basically just having a lovely time on his own with some booze. So you're free to approach them. You can ask one of them to. You can ask one of them to join you.
Martin's never been to a pub. Booze.
No. A boozer. You're in a medieval boozer. So yeah, one of them you could take with you. You would have to decide. So I don't know if you can see their names.
No. Do I hover over them for their names?
You might not be able to see them,
no, I can't.
but you would have to approach. You can choose who you would like to take with you on your journey. Barman can't go. He's busy.
He doesn't look busy. He's not doing anything.
Well, he's only a head. He's a floating head.
What's that old retro game? Bar Tapper, was it? Or Beer Tapper? Bar Tapper?
I don't know.
It's not relevant.
I think it was just called Tapper.
Tapper, yeah. Well, he's not even doing that. He's not even doing that.
Look, we're very limited.
Right, hang on, I need to take a closer look at their pictures.
So, well, you'd have to talk to them to...
the gruff guy.
The gruff guy.
Well, talk to the gruff guy then.
Do you want to talk to him? Do you want to move over to him and have a chat?
Do I have to move him? Do I have to move me, rather?
I don't know, if you want to sell the illusion.
I'm going to... hang on, I'll make him walk. Oh, I've done a runner. I'm not playing your game.
I can't see any movement on my screen, so I'm hoping.
Everyone else can. I'm somewhere else now. I'm on a different map that you didn't even make. No, I'm by the table. I'm by the table.
I've seen you move that. Right, that's cool. So, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello. I presume. Well, I know my name's Mark. Before you get snarky about me saying that, do I have to do? What do I have to? Do I have to actually roleplay this? Have you not scripted me?
Nope.
Oh, hello. Do you want to go on a fun adventure?
Oh, what are you calling fun?
I don't know, because I've forgotten what I was told.
Because I've been offered that kind of thing before in here, and to be honest, I've been badly surprised, if you know what I mean.
And you will be again. Tom P has just told me that they should be 2 meters apart. He's absolutely right. I apologise.
Each square is 5 feet, so 5 feet. One square between you should be enough.
Right, okay, that's fine.
About a metre and a half.
We're 2 meters apart now. Apologies. David Leake wants me to start a fight. How do I do that?
Who do you want to start a fight with?
All of them. Bar fight. Like that one in the first episode of season 2 of The Punisher. I want a bar fight like that.
You have to roleplay it.
Oh, no, let's just talk to him.
So the surprise you're talking about.
Old Beardy Games, but are they all extras from Taggart? It's because Martin's very proud of his Scottish accent.
It's because so far you've only spoken to dwarves, and what I do is I basically assign a sort of a general accent to each race if I can.
Right, okay. You crack on. So anyway, yeah, do you want to come on an adventure? Blah, blah, blah. Come on, just do as you're told. That's my response to him.
Oh, that's not how I roll. What's in it for me?
Don't know. Gold?
How many?
How many gold? 10 gold. I don't know.
10 gold. All right, what have we got to do?
What does he have to do?
You were told that you have to escort a wagon of supplies to a trading post in Fandolin, which is a couple of days away south.
Right.
It's in another town.
What he said, Scott.
Hey, well, is it... I suppose I'm not doing anything important at the moment. I've just arrived in town myself. Okay.
Are you making this up on the spot?
Yeah.
It's very good. It's really good at improvising. Have you thought of going into improvisation, like an improv group? It's really good.
Just be a bit... not ready for me.
Okay, carry on.
I'm shy in real life.
Also, Old Beardy Gamer would like you to say to tell him someone has done a murder.
I hear someone's done a murder.
There we go. Perfect.
What's your name?
Is it got to be Mark, or can I make up a name?
It doesn't have to be Mark. You can make up a name for yourself if you want.
I wish I hadn't said that because I can't think of anything now.
This is why I kept it really simple for you.
I'm going to go Je m'appelle Mark.
All right. I don't know what that first word means, but my name's Angus Meatshield.
Angus Meatshield. Angus Meatshield.
I was sort of hoping you would speak to all the others because they've all got sort of appropriate names to tell you what their strengths are.
Right, I'll go and talk to the others. Hang on. Right, I'm just going over to... Right, hello, I'm just going to say hello to you. Hang on, 2 meters apart. Sorry. There we go. What's your name, Redface?
Hello, my name is Holly Earthenthau. How can I help you?
No, I don't want to talk to you. Hello. I'm going to stand 2 meters apart. I can't do it, so I'm going to have to stand outside.
I am Britt LeBones.
Like brittle bones. Very good. I like it. And the bartender... Barry Tender. There you go.
Barry Tender.
Okay, right, back to Beardy, whose name I've forgotten.
All right,
already.
when do we leave?
Meat Shield. We leave now. Dramatic. That's my dramatic delivery. Did you like it?
It was very nice. So you head out to the wagon. You need to decide. So I don't have it on this screen here because I don't have a token for it, and sometimes you have to buy things. I don't want to do that. So there's a wagon, which obviously is full of supplies that you are going to take to Phandalin for Gundren, who's already left in front of you. You need to decide.
I love what you're saying. Just noises. Gundren, Phandalin.
This is why I'm using a pre-prepared adventure. So you need to decide who's going to drive the wagon, who's going to ride on the back. Is there anybody walking? What's going to happen? Well, basically, Angus is just along for the ride.
I want to be walking, and I want him on the back of the wagon.
On the back of the wagon.
Yeah, so no one's driving.
So you sit in just in the wagon, just outside the tavern for a little while.
4 hours.
And Angus, it's about 3 hours in, goes, "How does this work?"
All right, then I drive it because I say, "Look, I've had my fun. It was a week trip. I apologise. I'll drive the wagon. Come on,
all right,
crack on."
Oh, that's how it works. I see. You're clever. You are.
That's why I'm wearing glasses.
So basically, you don't have to have any skill to drive the wagon. It's literally a case of pick up the reins, and the oxen who are pulling it will just go in the direction of the road.
I'm not convinced that's what it would be like in real life. I mean, I've never driven an oxen wagon. That's not what they're called.
But it is nice and easy. Right, so let me just take us to the map. So the map of the road, hopefully is just loading up for you now.
Yeah, well, kind of.
It might take a few seconds.
It's like a massive grid of black at the moment, but there's a piece of it in the bottom left corner. I can see Neverwinter.
So that's the city, the town, whatever that you've just come from. You are heading south along the high road because you're going down. I don't know if you can scroll down. You're on your way to Phandalin, which I'm just pinging now, which you might be able to see if you've scrolled down.
Yeah, that's all I can see, actually.
That's fine. A lot of it will be blacked out because it's sort of opens up when you know more about the place. So you spend a few days.
Can I take the high road?
That's the only way to get there.
Like Harry Seacombe used to. Do you remember?
I do. Dead now.
Take the high. Oh, don't bring it down.
So you spend a few days following the high road south from Neverwinter, and you then, after a couple of days, you start to veer east along the Tribor Trail, which is this bit of road here. Slightly rougher trail. It's been uneventful for a couple of days. You and Angus have been getting to know each other. You've realised that he is essentially... it's a good job he's strong because he's not particularly full of personality. So you're venturing into territory which can be dangerous, and he does know that. We should be careful. Bandits and outlaws have been known to lurk along this trail.
I've been with a yeoman who was, I don't know if they've just joined or not, but first comment anyway. Basically, everyone on YouTube is being funnier than us, and
that's how it works.
Yeoman has said, go to Stonybridge.
Stonybridge.
There we go. He said it. Carry on.
But you're on the Tribord Trail.
I
So
can't do a Scottish accent, so
neither can I. It doesn't stop
You
me.
can. That's the thing.
So you, as I say, you've just been warned that the Tribord Trail is where a lot of bandits can hide out. You've been travelling along the Tribord Trail for about half a day. As you come around a bend, you spot 2 dead horses sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you, blocking your path. Each has several black feathered arrows sticking out of it. The woods press close to the trail here with a steep embankment and dense thickets on either side. What do you want to do as you approach?
The problem is, I'm not being given options, am I? I've just got to make a decision.
That's D&D. You have to tell me what to do. Yeah, there's no option.
Sorry,
it's
my
not like
limited
Final
understanding.
Yeah.
I want to just ignore them.
You won't be able to get the wagon past them because they're blocking the road.
I reckon the wagon will go over them.
Okay,
all right, fine. If you're going to be awkward about it, I've decided my wagon is like Bigfoot, the monster truck.
I can tell you.
Eat the horses. I'm not going to do that. I'm vegetarian.
I can tell you the wagon isn't like a Bigfoot, but you can.
It's all in your mind. It doesn't matter. It can be whatever you want it to be, can't it? All right. I am going to bury the horses and give them a proper funeral.
Right.
I'm going to invite mourners as well.
So, are you getting off the?
Look, do you want me to just say get off the wagon? Is that what you want?
I want you to tell me whatever you want to do.
I'll get off the wagon.
Okay.
And my intention is to bury the horses. Even though they've got arrows in them, something has killed them, something nearby that clearly has arrows, that's probably going to try and kill me. What I want to do is try and give the horses the burial they deserve. I think they've died prematurely.
Okay.
I think that's quite sad.
So as you approach, you can see that the saddlebags have been looted. Can you just roll a perception check for me? So on your sheet, can you see you've got a load of skills? You've got acrobatics, animal handling, arcana, that kind of thing.
Where?
On your character sheet, you can see under your name, you've got all those skills. They're alphabetical. Just roll perception for me.
Hang on. Why won't it come up? My sheet won't come up.
You might. Did you open it and keep it open from before?
No.
Right. Okay.
Was I supposed to? You didn't tell me I had to keep it open.
I thought I did, but
you
that's
didn't.
fine.
What if you did? Let us know. Anyone listening, let us know. Did Martin tell me I had to keep my adventure sheet open?
I'm going to.
I don't think he did. I think he's lying to make himself look better. I think he explicitly said, "Close the adventure sheet, Mark. You don't need it again." That's how I remember it.
I'm going to put you there. You are probably here, to be fair. So Alt and double click on your icon.
Ah, right. Okay.
And then you can see at the top. At the top of your character sheet, top left, you've got a little icon that will mean you can separate it into a separate window, which means you can just drag it around independently of the main screen. That just makes it easier.
Right, fine. What do I have to do now?
Roll a perception check for me. Just
you say
click
that
on.
Like I know what it means. What do I have to do?
Click on the word perception. You can see.
I can't see that.
On the left, you've got a big long list of different skills.
Yeah.
And they're alphabetical, so you've got acrobatics, animal handling. Yeah, perception. Just click on that.
Right.
All right, I need to change your settings because you have got advantage, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. You recognise that horse or those horses belonged to Gundren and Sildar, who were the guys that hired you for this trip. You can see also that there is an empty leather map case lying on the ground as well.
Cool.
So,
do I take that? Can I take it?
If you want to.
Yes.
Are you? What are you going to dig the hole with for burying the horses?
I'm not digging it. The dwarf's digging it.
All right. Do you want to tell him he's doing that?
Dig a trench for these horses and bury them, buddy.
Trench. Oh, can we not just eat them?
No. Where eats horse? This isn't a Findus crispy pancake.
We've been traveling for like 3 days, and all I've had is these fucking sandwiches.
Well, that's a shame. I've had a full picnic hamper.
Oh, you didn't share it with me.
I've just been told the irony of not being able to see perception. Look, I'm old, right? I don't know how things work.
Right, so you are. Let me just throw you guys onto another map. There is going to be a little bit of this because I'm a little bit rubbish. So,
A little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. So
Just
you
a
start.
little bit.
Have you got any? You can see on the wagon there are some sort of mining supplies as well. So there are some shovels and pickaxes.
Well, he can use those then, can't he? I mean, he needs
Okay.
to. I'm the one doing the hard work driving this wagon. So why can't he just dig a trench for me?
All right. Is there any extra gold in it for me though?
No.
Oh.
In fact, I'm taking some away for insubordination. You get 8 gold now, and you shouldn't have answered back.
Well, I could probably take you in a fight.
12 gold.
Let's go right now. I've been 3 days on the road with you. You're rubbish.
Have I got to fight him?
You on.
All right, then fine. I'll fight him. No, if he wants
before
to fight,
before the fight
I'm
can
going to
start,
prove to everyone on YouTube that I'm not a weak little boy. Let me fight the dwarf.
Before the fight can start, can you just roll a... Let me sweat this one out. Can you roll... Actually, no, I need to roll for you. Bear with me.
Make your mind up.
Right.
I thought you knew how this worked, because I don't.
Nah.
Clearly, still. I can't even see the word perception, apparently, even though it's quite clear.
Let's just do this then. Sorry, there is going to be a little bit of...
It's live,
all of this stuff. Right, so let's do a check for them. Right, your passive perception is 13. Right, so out of the trees, you suddenly hear some rustling as some goblins appear from the sides of the road. And they start rushing at you. They don't manage to surprise you, and they are going to attack you now. So I'm going to need you to roll for initiative. So what that will involve is I'm going to bring up an initiative.
You're going to really patronise me. All right, okay. You probably should. Can I just say we've had another comment. Hope you're enjoying this. Martin is so slow. That was from me. That was my comment I put on there.
Good. I liked it.
Bit rude, wasn't it? Right, okay, turn order.
It was.
Come up.
So what you need to do is just click on your icon first, and then at the top of your sheet you've got initiative. So I need you to then click the initiative.
Hang on. My sheet vanished. There we go. Initiative. Where? There. I see it.
It should be near the top.
Right, what do I have to do? Just click on it.
So just click it once, and then you'll appear in there. Angus got a 4. The goblin. You have to click on your icon first, though, for it to show up.
On it.
All right, it might just take a while.
But then the thing vanished, and I did it.
What thing?
My sheet vanished.
Oh. Okay. Well, so click on yourself again, and then click initiative on your sheet.
That's what I'm doing. I click on me, but then the sheet vanishes, and I double click. When I click on initiative, nothing happens.
I can do it for you if you like. Here we go. You got a 14.
There's a whole conversation going on about corridors. Tom
There's
P.
no corridors yet.
Tom P. Anyone else here for the corridors? Old Beardy Gamer, trees, nature's corridors, and then Joe Beck Helen, who of course did our acoustic version of our When Wagon Wheels theme. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for some listening at doors. Why are there no more listening at doors? That's what people have tuned in for, and you're spoiling it. Right? Why can't I get this to work?
I don't know. Well, let's work out what happens on your turn then. So goblins get to go first. They have surprised you, and they've rolled quite a high initiative. So they are 2 of them are going to rush forward. So the first one takes his move, and he rushes at Angus. And he's going to slash at him with a scimitar. And
why has he got a scimitar?
It's just what they're carrying. They're carrying all carrying scimitars. And he hits Angus. You've got a long sword, I think, or a broadsword.
Oh, you did say.
And a light crossbow. He hits Angus with his scimitar, so he slashes straight through his armor, and he does 6 damage to him. So I'm going to just take that off there. This is why you might die straight away. The second one, let me just work out how far he can move. Yeah, he's going to come up as well, and he's going to take another swipe at Angus. Oh, fucking hell, I'm surrounded by goblins, he says.
That's a really
it is, but he misses. So the scimitar bounces off. The two goblins at the back have got short bows, and they're both aiming at you. So the first one takes a shot at you, but it misses, and the second one, he does hit, and he does 3 piercing damage to you. So I'm just going to take that off your health. So this is why you might not last very long. But now it's your turn in the turn order. So what do you want to do? Now you can move 30 feet, which basically means anywhere within, if you can see that, you can move up to there.
Well, there's black space above me. Can I not go there?
You could move away from them if you wanted. You have got a crossbow, so you could use a ranged attack if you wanted.
I'll do that. I'll do a ranged attack.
All right, so do you want to move yourself to some position within that 30 feet radius?
So how many things are these again? 5.
How many what?
How many feet are these hexagons?
So if you see, can you see the arrow that I'm doing?
Hang on. No.
Right, there is. Yeah, you can see on the left-hand side.
This is what people have tuned in for. The left-hand side.
If you can see the left-hand side of the screen, you've got an arrow saying "Select Move." You've probably got a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
There's one that's got a little circle with like a ruler in it. And if you click on that one and you click on the middle of your square and drag, you'll be able to drag out.
Oh, right, okay. Was it in miles?
It should be in feet.
It's in miles.
Well, we'll treat it as feet.
Okay. So if I go 30
miles. Sorry, I've just realised I have done a bad thing because you are actually on this screen.
Oh, no wonder.
And that is why this will work better as a podcast.
Oh my god. Right, okay. So there I am. Hello, me.
Sorry, yeah. This is the road and the ambush. Now I will realise why you said there was black. There's no corridors, but
I feel someone else may comment about you being an idiot, and that person will be
I hope
me.
so.
Can I just actually take this time to just zoom in on my Louis? Actually, looking more shocked than I thought.
Yeah, he does look a little bit like he's been surprised, which is quite handy for this encounter.
Yeah. Nice. Anyway, right, okay, so this... Right, snap to sense. So
Sorry, we were just using theatre of the mind before. Now you can see where you are. So you can move up to 30 feet. All right, so move yourself over there.
I did. Nothing happened. Maybe I didn't do it right.
You probably need to move back to the arrow to click on it because you've gone to the ruler. There you go. So go back to select move.
It was there. I'm going to stand on that rock. I'm going to kind of lord it over him by being taller than them. How tall are goblins?
About 3 or 4 feet, I think.
Very, very accurate. You know a lot about goblins. Well done.
I do.
Good for you.
So you have an attack then. In your character sheet, you can see you've got a light crossbow. So if you just clicked on that, who are you going to aim at, though?
Hang on, I've got to get my character sheet up. Right, light crossbow. Oh, there's so many words here. There it is.
So
light
tell me which one you want to aim at first.
I want to aim at the goblin.
Which one? The one closest to you?
The one closest to me. I want to take him out.
Okay, I'm going to leave you with advantage on, but it actually misses. Neither of those have hit his armor class. So the arrow just sailed past and nearly hits Angus. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? He says. Martin remembers that we were going to keep swearing to a minimum. Now it's Angus's turn. He takes a step back. What is his weapon? He's going to move back a little bit further, and he's going to throw a javelin at this one here. And that javelin. He's carrying 5 javelins and a warhammer.
How is he carrying 5 javelins in a special javelin bag, like someone at the Olympics?
You can ask him later. Maybe he keeps them in a special pocket.
I'm not convinced that he can carry 5 javelins and a big hammer. I thought he had a scimitar as well. How much is he carrying?
The goblins have got scimitars. He's got a warhammer and javelins.
I take it back.
So he throws a javelin.
So when you said earlier that all of them have scimitars, you were referring to the goblins, not just every other character but me.
Just the goblins. Which
is what I thought.
Okay. So it's not rolling damage. Bear with me. I've forgotten to turn that on, so I need to do that again. Let's do that for me, and I'm going to take advantage off.
I mean, David Leake's come here to watch me eat horses, and I've not eaten any yet. He's going to be very disappointed.
You can eat them later. Right, I'm going to do the javelin at them, and he misses. It again sails between them, and these goblins think you're right chumps now.
You're rubbish.
So now this one here, he took offence to you firing a crossbow at him, so he's going to move up to you.
To be fair.
And he's going to I'm going to do you in, man.
He ran really quick, didn't he?
He swings his scimitar at you, and he does not hit you, so he's missed, and his friend's like, you as well, shit, in it. And he goes back after the dwarf, and he swings his scimitar at him, and he does more damage to this guy again. He's just taken 5 slashing damage.
Old Beardy Gamer has put, even Fatima Whitbread doesn't have 5 javelins.
How do you know?
I'm sure she owns 5 javelins.
He's going to move up here, and he's going to fire his crossbow at you. Sorry, short bow at you, past his friend.
Hang on, where's this other goblin come from?
There were 4. There's 2 holding back, and there's 2 come up close, and there's 2 holding back. But he missed you. This one is.
There he is. Hello.
Basically not impressed with his friend either, and he's like, let me show you how to fire a short bow, innit? So he fires his short bow, but his misses as well, and they're looking like right chumps. So it's your turn. Who do you want to attack?
Well, let's see if anyone tell me, people on YouTube, which one should I attack?
And what weapon
top
with?
Right, top bottom, that's not a thing. Bottom left,
top bottom
right.
Top bottom
top or top bottom. So which one should I attack?
It's not difficult, is it?
No, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. There's a delay on the YouTube channel, so this is.
It's going to make really good radio as well when we make this into a podcast.
What do you mean we make it into a podcast? When have you ever made any of them into a podcast? When have you ever done that? Ever? Answer me that.
It's just coming across as mean now.
Yeah. David Leake thinks we may need to run away. I think he may be right.
Do you want to run away?
I'm Jeff Vader has put top, middle, and bottom. That doesn't help. It's a good Strike Your Lucky reference, and there is a joke in that I'm not going to say because I can't edit it out later like I would normally on My Wheels Were Bigger when I say something. Has anyone hit anyone yet? No, I don't think they have, Tom.
They've hit you.
Oh, they've hit me.
Yeah, you've taken 3 slashing damage.
And Old Beardy Gamer has put the one closest to you, battle chumps. I think that's right. I think that's fair that I should go for the one closest.
So you can look at your weapons. You can move, or you can swing a sword at him. You have to obviously be right up close to him, which you are, to swing your sword at him.
I'm going to swing a sword at him. I'm going to swing. Right, I've got 2 long swords.
You've got one-handed or two-handed are your options.
Oh, I chose one-handed without really thinking about it.
Right, let me just. I've got to change your thing as well. Sorry,
I'm not sure I like being called a battle chump.
Can you do that again for me? Because I didn't see the damage. I forgot to change yours to damage.
Right, I've got a. Okay.
I'm going to leave you with advantage because it is going to be quite difficult.
Advantage? Oh, hang on. What have I done now? I've jumped on.
Oh, sorry, I did that.
Stop messing with the screen. I'm going to use a 2-handed one then. Because that might give me more chance.
Yep, you hit him for 9 damage. You basically take him by surprise and cut him in half. And while he's laughing at you because he thinks you're a mug, you slice him clean in 2 horizontally. And so his little goblin.
I prefer vertically.
Well, it's not what happened.
Like Kung Lao in Mortal Kombat 2. That's what I want.
Basically, his arms and head all just sort of popped off, and there's a little geyser of blood, of goblin blood coming out of him as his surprised, stupid goblin face falls to the ground. And he is now. I'm going to just mark him off.
Who's a battle chump now?
As all dead and stuff.
I killed one.
Angus shouts.
You killed a goblin tonight? Baby gamer? No, you haven't. I have.
Angus shouts over at you.
Game over. Oh, this stream's over. I've won. I've won the game.
It was a good shot, lad. No, it's my turn. And he takes his, let's say, he takes his Warhammer. I just got to make sure that I have got his damage rolls on because I'm a bit rubbish and unprepared. And he's going to swing it 2-handed at this goblin. And he misses, so the goblin is turned around.
Why did they bring him?
Taken by surprise. And he sort of laughs at Angus as well. So now it's his turn. And he doesn't view Angus as a threat, so he actually moves over to you and decides to try and...
Yeah, why not?
Try and avenge his friend.
He doesn't find him a threat, so rather than just kill him, he comes and attacks me. I've been told I should search the body by Yeoman. An Old Beardy Game has told me I should eat the body. There's a lot of... I'm sensing a theme here. of people wanting me to eat things I wouldn't normally eat, like horses and goblins.
There's no sandwiches. You had a picnic basket, but that's gone, so
I've
you
eaten
can
that.
restock.
That was just full of jelly and ice cream. And to be honest, it was just jelly and milk by the time I got around to eating it. So,
Well, while you look at the corpse of the other goblin and decide how it might best be cooked,
okay.
his friend comes up and swings a scimitar at you, and that misses. So
My
he gets some
God.
blood in his eye out of the geezer, his friend's guts, and he's like, "Oh no, man, I can't see you now." And so this one
They all
here,
sound like they're from Stafflet's Flats.
they're all. It's just again, it's the voice I do for goblins in my other
No,
game.
I'm not judging you.
All that little like.
I normally am, but
street scroats out of Attack the Block.
All
So this goblin here that I'm just pinging is going to take a shot with his short bow at Angus.
I just kill him off already. He's annoying me.
It's let's just see what's Angus's armor. Oh, see, it does hit him and does 3 damage. So he's really badly hurting. He's still alive, but he's probably wishing he wasn't.
Can I just add at this point, because we've got, obviously quite a few of our regular listeners listening, or several of our regular listeners. Tim in Australia, if you are listening, let me know. I'm not doing a seance. Let me know on YouTube. Not once if you're listening. And let me know on
Give
YouTube
us a sign, Tim. Give us a sign.
Give us a sign. Or Twitter, because you were getting up especially early to listen to this drivel.
To watch us be rubbish.
To watch Martin be slow. So let us know.
This is the pace of the game. So this other one here, ping, is going to fire a short bow at you. And he misses. So again, he's sort of obscured because all he can see in front of him, between you and him, is a geyser of blood where his companion's legs are still stood. It's really weird and grotesque. Now it's your turn. Who are you going to go for?
Sick. I'm going to... I mean, I better take the advice I had earlier and go for the one closest.
All right.
I'm going to go for Angus, actually. Just finish him off. Let's get rid of him. Right, I'm going to go for the one closest. All I have to do is select the weapon, isn't it?
Just click on it, yeah, whichever you want to do,
right.
one-handed or two-handed.
Two-sworded. And I hear you get a little boop your end, don't you?
I do.
Boop.
Oh, it did happen. That neither of those hit. I'm giving you advantage, and even 14 isn't enough to hit. So you get a bit of blood in your eye as well. And now you're all covered. You're both covered in sort of goblin gore, and both feeling a little bit ashamed. So Angus is he's down to 4 javelins. He's going to throw a javelin at this one here, and let's see how
is
he
the
does.
whole of the live stream just going to be this fight?
Possibly, depends on when you want to stop.
So sorry, everyone.
But he does hit and does a lot of damage. So it sails straight through this goblin's sort of left lung and puts a massive hole in him. And he takes.
I feel quite bad for this.
You
goblin.
should.
It's quite horrible.
I can't make that work, but I'm just gonna type it in there because changes. And now it's the goblin's turn. So the one up close to you is going to go first, and he's going to swing his scimitar at you. He misses. Now it's your turn. Oh, sorry, I got to do the others too. The one here is going to take another shot at you.
As I look like Luther, I feel I should take this time to interview him about why he feels he misses and how he feels about the fact he misses or missed, and also about the fact that he owns a tiger and is probably a porn star and a wrestler.
Which one?
All of them. He's all of them. It's a Louis Theroux special.
No, who are you interviewing? Who's got a tiger?
The Goblin King.
Oh, none of them are the king.
Yeah.
they're just goblins.
Well, right, they do all look the same. Actually, I thought that one looked a bit different.
They're all the same. So this one here is going to fire a short bow at you, and he misses. And this one now is also going to fire his short bow at you, and he misses as well. So now it's your turn after all.
Right, okay, finally. Well, I'm clearly going to miss. So I'm going to fire the one right next to me, and just to make it even more awkward, I'm going to use a crossbow.
You miss, basically. It sort of pings backwards out of the thing and completely misses. Actually, that would be a 1. That would be a misfire. So no, it sort of just sails over his head because you're too close, and it doesn't work.
Really?
Yeah, because you didn't hit his armor class. So Angus is going to move up
God.
between you, which is
stupid game.
going to give him advantage because now you have this goblin flanked. So I'm just going to put advantage on for him.
Tom has just put roll to get the local youth centre reopened. These goblins aren't bad; they're just bored.
This is true. You could probably do something.
Unfortunately, this world is a Tory-run world, and they're just going to close all the youth centres, etc. I won't get political.
Angus is like, you've sent her this, and he misses with his warhammer, even with advantage. Again, quite embarrassing. So this one is now again going to sorry, the one in between you is going
surely
to
between us. We are right next to him, both of us. Surely between us,
you would
we
think
can kill this stupid goblin.
even with advantage on for Angus, it didn't
as
work.
Old bearded gamer said, goblin sandwich. And he's
Goblin
right.
sandwich.
I mean, but he's right.
So this one is going to run over here, and he's going to use his short bow on you again. And that misses, and they are all doing very badly. His friend is going to get up a little bit higher on the rock here, and he's also going to use a short bow. And that misses you as well. Back to you.
Jesus. Right. Okay. So this is just ridiculous now. So the one next to us, obviously, I mean, he's not even looking at me. Surely I can get him in the back of the head.
Just a generic picture.
A long sword.
Go for it. Okay, yeah, that is exactly his health. You do 7 damage to him. So again, which way do you want to cut him? You describe to me which way you want to cut him. So you cut him diagonally, and
I mean, what is that? I mean, I'm not going to get obviously 2 identical slices, but diagonally, would that be, I guess, the neck kind of down towards the? Well,
you describe to me. Describe to me how you cut him.
I look at him for a bit, and I think, right, how am I going to cut you diagonally? But then I just go for it. So I hack down really hard onto his neck. He goes, that hurts. I mean, of course it does. And then I just keep. But the thing is,
that hurts, man.
I mean, I'm using 2 hands. Am I using 2 hands? Yeah, I am. But I kind of swing down. But obviously, in reality, you can't just cleft something in twain. It would actually kind of get stuck because there's bone. So I'm almost sawing through him. I mean, it's prolonging the agony, but he's only a goblin, so
it's quite painful. Angus sort of looks away, and he's like,
we were called goblin racists earlier, I should say, but
we are goblin racists.
I mean,
we're a product of the world that we live in.
I hate goblins, and so I'm kind of soaring down, so right down to his toes, and it seems unnecessary. I mean, Angus is disgusted. He's not sure he wants to travel with me anymore because I'm staring him in the eyes the whole time I'm doing it.
Yeah, he looks very uncomfortable.
He looks uncomfortable the whole time. I mean, I'm really, really staring longingly. I'm not even looking at the goblin. I'm just staring into Angus's eyes as I do it. And then the goblin just kind of, it doesn't, I'd like to say it just kind of slowly falls apart, but it doesn't. It's been slowly falling apart the whole time I've been doing it. It's
like in Cube, when the laser grid just sort of slices through it and then slowly fall apart into chunks.
Kind of like that. I mean, the real world isn't like Mortal Kombat. People don't just suddenly just slide apart. This is kind of quite grotesque, and he's coming off in chunks, and actually I start feeling a bit sick as well, but I'm trying not to show it to Angus because I'm trying to hold his gaze to make him feel a bit unnerved, because he's heard I'm a weak little boy and I want to show him that I'm not, so I'm still hacking, like slowly doing it, and I feel sick, but I'm trying not to look. I'm feeling uncomfortable, you know. It's the whole thing. I regret the whole thing. In
sympathy with its brethren, the remaining knees of the other one just sort of sink into the floor.
Tom Pierce put sword straight through him. Very good. I wish I thought that.
Was it spelled in a different way? Or?
Through.
Oh, through. Very
through.
Good.
Come on.
I'm not reading it. So it's.
I said through. I didn't say through. I said through.
I don't know.
I can see where the confusion would come.
Might just be the way you talk. Angus is going to move over here on his turn. He's going to throw. I said through, not through. There, not there, there, not there, there. Angus is going to throw a third javelin.
Through.
At these guys. He does 6 piercing damage to this goblin, and again he's just sort of punctured this guy badly. And it's the remaining goblins' turn. This one is just going to run at you. And he's going to
run at me. Why not?
He's just going to use a scimitar on you, and that misses as well. And this one here is going to. This one here, sorry, ping, is going to fire a short bow at you over his friend.
Over.
Yeah, he's on a slightly higher bit of ground.
Also, I'm taller than a goblin. We've established that. So
exactly. So he's going over his friend.
Makes sense, I guess.
But he misses as well. So it's your turn.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was distracted. So I'm the one next to me. Obviously, I don't want to enrage anyone on YouTube. I'm going to use the longsword again.
That is just enough. Oh well, that hasn't killed him, but that has severely wounded him. He is what is known as bloodied, which just means he's well past half. So how have you injured him? Just describe what your sword did to him.
I've taken his legs off.
Taken his. Okay.
Again, it wasn't a quick process, and I tried to do the same again. I mean, Angus is further in here, but I was kind of looking over the pile of corpses, just staring at him, going, Angus. You know, we were drinking in the pub earlier. Well, this guy's legless like that, and he thinks I'm doing like a Lord of the Rings joke with Legolas, but I wasn't. Yeah. And I didn't even get the reference when he said it back to me. But
it's difficult because they sound the same, don't they?
They sound the same.
Like Peru and Three.
Shut up.
So Angus, a little bit disgusted, moves up here and uses another javelin to try and put this one out of his misery. This one, ping, out of his misery. He's going to throw another javelin, and that finishes this one off.
Finally, Angus with your javelins. He's finally worth having around.
Why is he not showing up properly? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I kind of feel that Fatima Whitbread would have got them all in the face first throw, to be honest.
Well, she would, but we haven't brought her, have we?
Well,
she doesn't exist in this world.
She'd been an option. If you'd called him Fatima Whitbread, not to be insulting, if you just named the character that, then maybe he would have been better with a javelin.
So this remaining goblin looks at the corpses
of... Sorry, isn't it funny that people of a certain age, and I'm not trying to try to guess how old people are that listen to us, but our go-to people, javelin, Fatima Whitbread. If you say a British runner, who would you say?
Sebastian Coe.
Sebastian Coe. It's all the same people.
And I have to say it with that inflection as well. Sebastian Coe.
Yeah, Sebastian.
Because it should always be preceded by I hate Sebastian Coe.
Always. All right, hurdler. Who would you say if I said hurdler? There are two.
Oh, I don't really know any.
So you'd say Chris Akabusi or Roger Black, but
I didn't know that's what Chris Akabusi did. So
if you said female runner, probably Zola Budd. It's kind of a default set of 80s
sports
celebrities. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Carry on.
So it's the goblin's turn, and he's looking at the corpses of his friends, and he's like, "Oh man, Steve, oh,"
Garrett.
And he looks, he weighs up his chances against you two, and holds his hands up, and like, "I give up, man. I give up."
Him. No, I'm not having that.
It's up to you. It's your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm too far for a long sword, aren't I?
You can move.
Try anyway.
30 feet. You
can
move
I move?
30 feet up to him. Yeah, you get a move and an attack.
Why have I not moved before? I've just assumed I had to stay still.
You moved from the road over to the...
Yeah, I know, but since I've been there, I've just assumed I couldn't move. I have been boxed in.
You've been surrounded by corpses.
I'm going to go around. I'm going to jump over this one. I'm going to jump over that one.
Hang on. If you're going to jump over it, do an athletics check for me.
A what?
So on your skills, can you just click on the athletics?
Athletics?
Yeah.
Athletics, not acrobatics.
Yeah.
Right, what's that done?
I'm going to give you the highest one. So yeah, you actually leap over him really gracefully, and Angus looks up and he's like, "Oh my god, he's like a god amongst men."
And I'm confusing him. I'm jumping around him.
He realizes he said it out loud and then feels a bit embarrassed.
So I do this for a bit. I jump around him. I'm cartwheeling now. Whoa! I'm doing forward rolls.
I can't see any of this movement on my screen.
I know, but everyone watching can. So I'm doing forward rolls, I do a cartwheel, I do a backward roll, which, you know, when you're in primary school, you do those. They're never very good. They're always a bit awkward. So I've done one of those, and I've stopped in front of him. He's dazzled.
Always feels like you're really just going to hurt your neck.
Yeah. I remember once I was on the phone to my wife when she was my girlfriend, and I said, I can't remember who said it now, about going downstairs and doing a forward roll in front of my dad just to see how he'd react. And he reacted as I expected him would, with just a look of kind of ugh, and then walked away.
So yeah, you've got an attack if you want, or you can choose to just incapacitate him and keep him captive.
No,
if you
I attack
would like.
him, don't I? Obviously. Oh, can I keep him captive?
You can do if you want. I mean, they have attacked those horses and obviously done something with the bloke who's going to pay you, so it's entirely up to you.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to capture him then. What do I do for that? Or do you do that?
He's ready to give up to you, so you can just choose to capture him if you want. Just tell me you want to capture him.
I want to. Oh right, okay. I thought I want to capture him. Do I have to put my token on his?
No.
Is it like chess? Do I have to jump over him?
No, that's fine.
Or draft,
so there's one. That's how chess works as well, isn't it? Just jump over them all. That's how I play.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how Richie does it.
So yeah, he's obviously given himself up to you. You've murdered his friends. He's quite traumatized by the whole event, as is Angus at this point. But he's trying to look tough because that's all he's got going for him. So what do you want to do with your captured? That sounds
I forgot
bad.
I could draw on this.
You can.
How do I get rid of it?
I can. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me just go to what layer is it on?
I don't know. Sorry, I just
no,
doodling.
I don't know if I can get rid of it. Yes, I can. There you go.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to draw my sword. Long sword. There's my sword. I've given myself a katana like Leonardo from the Turtle.
That's good. Everyone's enjoying that.
That's not supposed to be rude. That is supposed to be a sword.
Here's all of Angus's.
Or missed javelins.
And there's one sticking out of this one, I think.
There's one over here as well. There's one over there. He's actually got one in the back of his head. He didn't even notice. You idiot. There you go. Anyway, you can clear that up now.
I can throw them far, I just can't throw them accurately.
There's one up this tree. There's one up this tree.
It's weird because I only brought 5 with me, but there seems to be like a dozen on the battlefield.
Look at him all. He's useless.
Oh.
Cheese sword. I suppose it does look a bit like a cheese sword. There's a comment from Old Beardy Gamer there.
That sounds like a euphemism. I don't know about.
And as I said it, I didn't even consider that. Rude. That's a rude thing.
So obviously, this goblin presumably knows something anyway about the dead horses. So it's up to you if you want to question him.
I'm going to hold a knife to his throat.
Oh man, what do you want to know, man? Just don't don't go in like Dave and Steve, innit?
I'll put it right through his head. He's dead. I've ruined it. Game over. I've lost.
Cool. Well, that was fun.
Clear all this mess up. Come on.
You do it.
I don't. How do I do it?
Hang on, I'll do it.
You do it. I don't know how to do it. I'll stop doing that now.
I might end up clicking on the wrong thing.
Have you got a kind of... Yeoman said go to Takeshi's castle. That's over here. There's Takeshi's castle. Everything's in red because I can't... I mean, I've drawn a house, but it's a castle.
Takeshi's house. Don't go to his house.
Hang on. There's the parapet there. Look. I mean, Takeshi's kind of overstated what it is. It's actually his house, but he's put like a turret on it to make it look like a castle.
Well, his home is his castle.
There's his little car that he shoots people with the guns when they're shooting the paper things. I mean, it looks like... I don't know what that looks like. I've lost control of this. Might delete it.
That's like K9.
K9. You said it funny. I enjoyed it.
Well, how should I say it?
I don't know. K9. K9. Oh, bye house.
K9.
See, I've forgotten about the drawing on it thing. Now this feels like it's opened up all manner of new possibilities. It's exciting.
Yeah.
I feel this path would have like a border. Let's draw a border on it. It is like a play school house. You're very right, David.
So, yeah, you would have to ask him. Well, if you want to know anything, you'd have to ask him questions.
Okay, I'm putting a nice flower border. But they're in plant pots for some reason. That looks like what was the swearing flower in Zip? Frank the sweary flower?
Oh God, I don't remember.
That's what that looks like. Anyway, what do I have to ask him?
Whatever you want to know.
Where's the man with the money?
What man? I don't know who
You killed,
who you
why'd
looking
why'd you
for.
kill the horses? What did the horses ever do to you? It was a bit vicious, wasn't it?
No, I didn't say out to like kill the
Don't
horses.
don't try and blame it on the other three just because they're dead and they can't
Oh
defend
no, but
themselves.
it was Steve's idea, man. Like he was saying,
Which
let's
one's
go on.
This one.
He's the one with like the javelin in him, man.
They've all got javelins in them. Look. Post-death
Alright,
javelins. I picked up the javelins and shoved them in.
We were supposed to watch out for like a dwarf on horseback. He was coming through. We're supposed to capture him. We did. My friends they captured him. They took him back to like our cave, innit? And
To an arcade.
We got a cave.
Oh,
I
cave.
shouldn't
I
be.
thought you said to an arcade.
Yeah, we took him to the arcade first, and we were like, "You're gonna pay for all our fucking games, man." And he was like, "No, I don't want to. I've got to give this gold to these blokes I hired." And we were like, "I don't care. I'm playing Dance Dance Revolution, whether you like it or not."
How many 2p's you got for the shovel machine?
And then after we'd like cleaned him out on the arcades, we took him back to our cave.
Okay, take me to the cave. I feel like my character should have a voice.
Well, give him a voice.
I mean, obviously he has got a voice. It's my voice, but I feel like I have a different voice.
You can give him whatever voice you like.
Take me to your cave.
Oh, you was much more threatening about 5 minutes ago, innit? But I don't.
Take me to your cave.
I still I don't want to end up like them two in it. So I can take you to my cave if you want. But,
Yeah, please do.
just don't hurt
I
me.
assume it's like the movie The Descent in your cave. Let's go to the cave.
So he tells you that it's a lair. There's fewer than 20 goblins there. He tells you about their leader, who is a creature known as a bugbear. It's just basically like a big hairy goblin called Clark, who answers to a king of goblins who lives in a castle a bit further away. These goblins are known as the Cragmore tribe. It's because they sharpen their teeth to look more threatening and vicious.
Oh, okay.
And he promises to take you to their lair. So I didn't think we'd get quite this far during the live stream. So bear with me while I just look ahead.
You keep talking.
Honestly, thought we're going to
It's got
die.
really dark up here. I'm going to have to turn the light on. So I'm going to take my headphones off. But you carry on talking.
Well,
I mean,
I sort of need you to talk because I'm reading the book. Good radio. So you can see around the area that this is obviously nothing.
Professional, that wasn't it?
You can see around the area where the horses are dead. This is obviously somewhere that they ambush people quite a lot. There's a trail hidden behind thickets on the north side of the road, which leads northwest. Can you do a survival check for me from your list of
I suppose I can, yeah.
options, please?
Oh, hang on. I'm on the wrong thing. So David Lee said about goblin cribs, so maybe you should have done that in the style of cribs.
Maybe. I don't really know how that would go. Never really watched Cribs.
Welcome to my crib. I could just done like that.
Yeah. It's my crib, innit? There you go. That'll do.
And Old Beardy Gamer said, quite the tourist information centre, this goblin. Very true.
What can I say, man? The only people I've had to talk to is them fuckers over there, and it is like well boring and shit.
It is a bit like he's trying to sell it to me. I don't want to buy a cave. Right, what am I doing?
Do a survival check.
Oh.
Okay. Should be on that list there.
Where on the list? Survival.
Alphabetical.
There we go. Yeah, all right.
All
I
right.
know the alphabet.
You can't really tell very much about the trail, so it's a good job that you've got somebody to show you the way. Although Angus says, looks like about a dozen goblins have come and gone along this trail. Looks like 2 human-sized bodies have been dragged away recently. And the goblin's like, yeah, I told you, man. We took them to the arcade, innit? So
he... Tekken 3.
You can easily... You've got the wagon there as well. You've still got those dead horses. Do you still want to bury them? Or?
The wagon's not here. Should I draw it on? Should I draw it?
Draw it up. It's near where the flower is, I'd say.
Okay. Up here. Right, here's the wagon. I've forgotten what a wagon looks like. Here we go. I'm just going to... I should have done it brown, really, but I didn't think that through, did I?
Well, it's not hard.
Here are the wagon wheels. This is wagon wheels are bigger.
That's good.
Podcast about TV show from the 80s and stuff. I mean, the spoke, whatever it's called, has come out of that one, so it's actually damaged.
It's all right. Pick up one of the javelins off the road.
I don't know what oxen look like. Have they got horns?
I don't think they look like that, but it's fine. That looks like an armadillo.
Yeah, it's been pulled by armadillos now.
A massive fantasy
There you go.
oxen, which is some kind of armadillo.
Have they got noses? Not human ones, that's for sure. There you go. There's my thing.
Right, so I'm going to move us back to the map now, and I'm going to remember to do it this time because I'm a professional. So you are roughly here still.
I'm not seeing anything.
What? Oh, it probably might take a little while to load up.
Black, yeah, but that means everyone watching.
Well, scroll down a bit and you'll see the bits that are lit up.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, good point.
Yeah. You have to do some of the work.
I don't want to do any of the work. There we go.
So you can steer the wagon away from the road and tie it off, keep it somewhere safe while you follow the goblin.
Why would I tie a wagon off?
I don't know. Just what it says in the book, isn't it?
Okay. I'll tie the oxen off. I wouldn't tie the wagon off, would I?
Apparently you can easily do it, though. That's what it says here.
Well, if it's easy, I'll do it. I mean, I'm all for easy in this. Yeah,
all
do it.
for easy things. You follow the trail, leads about 5 miles northwest and ends about here. Actually, there's a trail which ends about there. So let's just see what you've got on your
fast
sheet.
Paced, isn't it? This.
It is
fast paced. I don't know how anyone's keeping up. It's too fast paced.
Cool. So yeah.
Oh no, Tim's just commented. He said I seem to have calculated the GMT wrong.
Oh, Tim. It's all right, Tim. You haven't missed anything good.
Nothing, Tim.
At all. It's been poor at best.
Welcome from Australia.
And feel free to watch this back.
See, we've got international listeners.
We have.
International.
Tim,
one we're aware
here's a
of.
catch up. This is where we are.
That's where we've got to. That
Ping.
tiny bit of a hexagon that you can see on your screen.
So you have your passive perception is high enough that as you're walking, you can see that there's a trap. There's like a snare on the road, and so you manage to basically avoid it. Do you tell Angus about it, or do you just walk over?
No, I don't tell Angus about it at all. I mean, we've built up this bit of a kind of camaraderie now. So I'm not going to tell Angus about the snare. And if he stands in it, I'm going to have a little chuckle. And if he doesn't stand in it, I'm going to push him into it.
Angus's passive perception is not high enough to see it, so he's just sort of walking. You've got what's the order that you're walking along the path? Are you in the front? I presume so, because you saw the trap. You've got the goblin who's telling you the way to go.
The thing is, I really clearly stepped over it as well. I made a thing about it, kind of where I brought my leg up far too high, like a kind of a funny walk that John Cleese might do.
The goblin knows this path as well, and he, even more comically, jumps right over it, like as if it's obvious that it's there because it's his trap, and he jumps over it, like clearly in front of Angus. And Angus, just looking into the sky like a cartoon character whistling, it hits the snare, and basically it grabs him and triggers him, and he is suspended upside down 10 feet above the ground by his foot.
I've just been told that Tim has said we spread the whimsy as a worldwide phenomenon akin to Twilight. I'm not sure how to take that.
I don't want to be that. Can we not have that?
Who's right now? Here's a test. Who's Edward and who's Jacob? I know enough about Twilight to know the difference between the two characters.
Which one's best to be?
Neither. Probably Jacob, because he's a werewolf, whereas Edward's a sparkling vampire. So let us know. Let us know. Who's who? First one to tell us is the first one to tell us. There's no prize. I mean, I'm not made of prizes.
So Angus, the dwarf, is launched into the air. He's suspended 10 feet above the ground. All of his javelins fall out of his javelin holder. All over the floor.
This man.
Oh, what an idiot! So he's trapped by a rope. He can't reach it. Do you want to try and cut him down?
No.
Okay. Do you want to leave him there?
Jacob's the shirtless one. Oh, that should be neither of us.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be Jacob. No, that's fine. Yeah. Nobody needs to see that.
Edward's Batman. That is true. I'll be Edward because Edward's Batman now.
Okay. Well, I feel sorry for Kristen Stewart then.
No, you're Jacob. Take your shirt off.
No. That's not good.
Go on. I bet it's off anyway.
Here's a quick flash for you. Do you like that?
Oh. No.
So Angus is like, get me down, get me down. So do you want to cut him down, or do you want to try and help him down gently, or do you want to leave him there and abandon him completely?
I'm bored of him. I'm going to abandon him completely.
Like, well, I know what you're doing. I want my gold.
I
killed one of those guys with a javelin.
Yeah, it took you forever. I'm going to level with you, right, Angus? There was never any gold.
Oh, you wee bastard!
All I had was one of those. Do you remember those old McVitie's gold bars with the white chocolate?
Oh, I like those though. Can't you find those no more?
You can't.
That's worth more than gold.
They've gone off. They've not been refrigerated. They've not been kept well.
That's how I like them.
I kept them in a box in the shed. The mice have been at them, but that's what I was really offering.
That just shows how good they are, though. The other things have eaten them.
Well, I'll show them to you. So I'll show them to you now, Angus. But I've crushed them.
Oh, you're a bastard.
Yeoman has just asked, does anyone else know what's going on? No, we don't.
I've got a book in front of me telling me what's going on. I don't know. Are you seriously going to leave him behind, or it's up to you? You can do. It's entirely up to you.
That's all right. I'll say okay. I take it back. Let's you get down. Come on. I'll help him down.
Do you help him down gently?
No, I cut him down so he lands on his head.
Okay, so you cut him down. It's 10 feet up, so he takes 2 damage and he's unconscious because he was down to 1 because you guys haven't rested.
I'm not. This is too much now. I'm not taking him if he's unconscious. I've not got the cart anymore. He's injured.
Do you want to leave him here then?
Yeah,
come back for him later, or just leave him here
completely? I'm not going to come back for him. Leave him. Can I go back to the inn and get someone else?
No,
that's too far. Forget it. No, that's too far.
It's about 3 days away.
So yeah, what, real time? So Yeoman has put, anyone else know what's going on? Tim put, a Scottish guy demanding gold. What are the odds? Oh, bit offensive.
He's Australian though.
That's true. And then he's just retracted the message. So I don't know. I was just about to read it. Something about confusion. Salvador Dali. There he goes. Come back. The finest form of communication is confusion. You're right.
Angus is a dwarf who I thought was actually going to be quite handy in a fight. Turns out he was very weak and bad at seeing some traps.
Yeah, if you just join out, Angus was a waste of time. He missed every single javelin, missed.
He hit one.
He was right next to one of them and missed, but then to be fair, I did as well. And then he got caught in a snare. I didn't tell him. I thought he's going to be bright enough surely to miss the snare. No, stood straight in the snare and was captured. I'm done with him. I wash my hands of him. He's been a liability. I don't need his help.
Okay, so now you know there are traps along this path. You keep going. Do you want to be checking for traps, or do you just want to keep going?
No, just keep going. Let's
All right. So who's in front? Are you now unconscious? Angus is under the snare tree, and left. You and the goblin are there. And as you keep walking, about 10 minutes further down the trail, the goblin sort of takes a step back. You're out in front, and your passive perception is not high enough to see a pit, which is 6 feet wide and 10 feet deep.
Hang on. I don't see a pit that's 6 feet wide.
It's camouflaged by the goblins. I'm telling you now.
Oh, okay.
And they're just telling you just fallen into it. But, well, you can do a save. Can you do a dexterity saving throw for me on your top? So you see above all the other skills, you've got saving throws.
Hang on. Is this the thing on the right-hand side?
Hang on. Let me just take off your advantage a minute. You're normal, that's fine. Yeah, so you see above that you've got saving throws. Do a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh, hang on, I'm not in the right bit. Hang on. Right, I can't click it open again. Why is it gone? Hang on.
Can you not do it from this?
No, I've done it now. Shh. Right. Dexterity. Yes, in between strength and constitution.
Yeah, the saving throw box there.
Is that? Oh yeah, that's what it says. Well done.
Yeah. 17. That's pretty good. And that means that actually you don't fall in, so it starts to cave and you take a step back, and the goblin's like laughing, like, I didn't fucking tell you what that was, man, because he's helping you, but only because he's under duress.
We've had another 2 tweets. Let's see if you can reach a town within the first 2 hours. Nope, that's not going to happen. I'll be the game. And Tim has added, is Angus the Dominic Cummings of the adventure? So that story's travelled.
No, because I don't think Angus is going to get the last laugh, and unfortunately, I think Dominic Cummings probably is.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you don't fall in because you're quick on your feet enough to take a step back out of the pit before it completely collapses. So you're fine. Right. So as you approach this cave, let me just open that up for you on the map.
That's very kind of you.
See that there is a cave which is
that the
here
X?
where this X is. Yeah, that'll be the X, and the goblin is leading you towards their hideout, the goblin's hideout.
Do I really want to go there? He tried to trick me then, and now I'm going. Maybe I shouldn't.
Well, to be fair, like, you did kill 3 of his friends in front of him.
Yeah, they attacked me, didn't they?
It's true, but that's what goblins do.
Yeah, if you're going to come at me, if you're going to front me, then I'm going to take you down slowly.
So you are approaching the cave again. Didn't really think we were going to get this far. So you follow the goblin's trail. You come across a large cave in a hillside about 5 miles away from where the ambush is, after all that trap malarkey. Shallow stream is flowing out of a cave mouth, and it's screened by dense briar thickets. There's a narrow dry path leading into the cave on the right hand side of the stream. So what do you want to do? Do you want to approach the cave, or are you going to have a look around? What do you want to do?
No, let's ask everyone. We've not asked them enough, really, because it's a bit of a slow delay.
It is difficult because there's not really choices. Like,
no,
it's
but
just,
let's ask anyway. So should I go in the cave or should I not go in the cave? What does everyone think? First answer is the one I'll go with. And we're going to say nothing until this catches up. That's not true. Dead air is bad air, as the saying goes. Sometimes. So did you say they're called the Cragmore Goblins?
Cragmore tribe, yeah.
Cragmore tribe, right, okay. That's why that word's there, fine. I was trying to remember words that were said to me. And they're all coming back to me. Can I draw on this as well? Go in cave. There you go. I'm Jeff Fader said it first. I'm going in the cave.
Going into the cave. All right. So I don't know how much.
Raven cave. Oh my god, loads of stuff coming through. So I'm Jeff Fader, going cave. David Leake, Raven cave. I mean, I'm a pretty good dancer. Oh, Billy, get my fingers crossed for corridors. Listen at the cave entrance. Tom Pieper, if there are more goblins to fight in the hideout, I might just lose it. Yeah, I think I might too. And Tim has put approach the cave and try and find a corridor. I love how corridors become a catchphrase.
It's our thing now, isn't it?
It is.
So let's take you towards the cave then, and you might well be able to see everything here, because all I've done is taken. I don't want to see everything.
I mean, you lifted your shit a minute ago. I didn't need to see that.
Yeah,
and I can see it from here.
Jen
Head has asked if we inquire after Angus's health. Angus is dead.
He's unconscious.
No, he's dead to me though. I'm sure he's fine. He's sleeping it off. He's sleeping off what a waste of space he is. He'll be fine. We'll check on him maybe later. Although we probably won't.
So, do you want to? How would you want to approach the cave? Are you going to do it loudly, quietly?
I want to approach it walking backwards.
Okay, but
I'm going to running in, screaming.
You're going to do it. You're going to do it loudly, quietly.
I'm getting choice. I thought I could make stuff up. Now you're giving me actual choices.
Yeah.
Screaming, running in, screaming.
Running in, screaming. So as you approach the cave,
running backwards, I'm going to unnerve them. I'm going to completely throw them off the scent by running in backwards. I can't even run well forward, so running in backwards would be the feat. But I've put on the hoodie I'm wearing in my picture. I've put it on backwards to really confuse them, so they really don't know what's going on.
Right,
like I might have a hairy face.
As you clumsily make your way towards the cave, there are, in fact, 2 more goblins outside.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
Scroll down to the bottom of that screen. Hopefully you can see yourself down there on that map.
Oh, I should probably scroll.
You can probably see all the other stuff as well, because I think that's what the game has just allowed you to see, but who knows?
I'm just seeing a massive black
Scroll down towards the bottom.
I am scrolling. I've scrolled. It's just a massive black oblong.
Okay.
Does anyone actually use the word oblong? It seems like a primary school word, doesn't it? Oblong. Oh, there it is.
It does. Can you see yourself there?
Yeah.
Right.
No, actually, I lied.
Again, scroll down to the bottom. I think
I
I've
can't.
just...
I've got the whole thing open. I can't see me. I'm messing this up because I'm just zooming in and out on it. Hang on. Right. Zoom. Zoom. Hang on. 100%. There we go. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Right. But it's like black and white.
Black and white? Am I on the
Yeah.
right thing?
Should it be?
I don't know. All I know is what I can see at this point.
Then what you're seeing is probably what it should be.
Can you... Yeah, but I see different things because it shows me...
Oh, I see different things.
I've got different layers because I make things appear.
Tom's not happy about these goblins, can I just say?
No. So you can't see anything on your screen?
No. Well, I can see it. I can see part of a map that's in black and white.
Can you see you on the map?
Nope.
That's unfortunate.
Go back out and come back in. I mean, we'll probably finish up in a minute anyway, because I'm sure everyone's fed up with this.
Let's go back to this map. Right, can you see?
Yeah, there you go. Tim has put the goblins patiently wait while Mark and Martin sort out the computer stuff. Can I just say, this isn't my problem now. The technical difficulties at the beginning, when I just struggled to do anything, that was me. But this is all on Martin. I'm not involved in the delivery of this tale.
See, now what happened was this adventure was free for the first couple of weeks, I think, of April. So I thought, yeah, I'll have that. I tell you what, I'll run Mark through that. So I haven't built it. So I'm just running with what Roll20 has given me for free. If I was running you through one of mine, and I'm too scared to because you'll make fun of me and I'll cry, then I would know exactly what you'd be able to see. So we might just do a bit of theatre of the mind in that case. If you can't see what I can see. I have gone back
the goblins want to know if you've turned it off and on again.
They're good. Oh man, you ain't even fucking turned it off and on again, man. Is what they say. And the other one's like,
I'm just seeing
what's
a black
that mean?
and white bit of map with a big black oblong or rectangle.
Unfortunate. So, all right. So you approach the cave because you've gone in backwards.
Can't see a cave.
You've gone in backwards and loud. There are two goblins which are guarding the outside edge of the cave.
Can I just say, visually, this is very, very dull for anyone.
I can imagine. Well, let's take you.
So if I draw on it now, will you be able to see anything?
Just try it. Let me zoom out. That sounded like a threat. Just try it.
Can you see this big squiggle that I'm doing all over the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, you deleted it. It didn't stay. Did you delete it?
No, I didn't. I just zoomed out.
It's going straight away.
Not for me. I can still see it.
Can you?
Yeah. Weird. It's exciting, isn't it?
Martin is rubbish. I can't do that in joined up. Look at that. There we go.
In joined up.
I can't do it in joined up.
Good.
This is like Cannonball Run with goblins. What, rubbish? Is that what you're saying, David?
Now I've got scribbles all over it. It's going to be very difficult.
Well, I can't see anything. It's not doing...
These guys
it's not doing
from
anything
one
at
map
all.
to another. So I'm going to just try and take these to a basic white map now, just for a random battle map, and see what happens. No, I took the scribble as well.
Excellent. Well, this has all gone wrong, hasn't it? So maybe it's a good place to stop because it's all gone wrong.
Okay, so if you have been enjoying this and you're on the edge of your seat and you want us to continue, just to set the scene, what's happened is Mark's only companion has been left unconscious after hitting a trap under a tree, which he didn't tell him about.
No, I also tied his bootlaces together before I left.
Tied his bootlaces together to make it harder. You brought a goblin along with you, and you're looking for the guy who was going to pay you in gold or in biscuits. I can't remember which way round that was going to go.
I used to love those. They were really sick. If I remember rightly, I was a fat kid though, so it was chocolate, so I was going to eat it.
Being directed towards the place where they've obviously taken him. And the gold that is promised you, or the biscuits, I don't know.
Can I just say how professional you were then? Because I kind of started talking about gold biscuits, and you didn't even break a sweat. You just went straight on with the story and didn't even acknowledge that I'd interrupted you.
Over 350 podcasts with you, I'm used to it. And basically now you're going to their hideout to try and rescue your friend. And there are 2 goblins. So if you are interested at all in seeing us continue with any form of D&D or this story, let us know. If it was a horrible waste of time, let us know that as well.
Can I just say, David Leake put cliffhanger, and then Tom has put this was all planned, massive cliffhanger. Yes, it was all planned. By me, not by Martin. I planned this. Martin,
can you see this map now?
I can see the icons on the map of 2
that's fine.
goblins.
It's just a plain white map because I know
can see
that works.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's all right then. There's some goblins.
Let's see.
They're a bit angry at you.
Do you want us to do this again?
Do you want us to continue?
I thought it was fun. Do you want us to continue? There are enough of you that watched to make it worth doing again. So
I think so.
My cutoff was 10.
Did you have a good time?
Less than 10, I might not have bothered, but there were more than 10, so it's fine. Yeah. Should we have bothered? Let us know. Let us know before we sign off now. Let us know in the chat. Was this worth it?
Should we continue with The Lost Mine of Phandelver? Should I read more than the first 10 pages of this booklet? Which is because, to be fair, I honestly thought you were going to get cut down on the road.
I proved you wrong, didn't I?
You didn't die.
Come on, you goblins. And
although poor old Angus is left
Angus.
on a known path full of goblins.
He should have shown his worth.
They're going to eat him.
Oh no, Tim. Oh, he's put in to think I could have wasted this time sleeping. Oh, I feel bad now.
Oh, Tim.
But, you know,
it would have been a waste, though, wouldn't it? You've just admitted that.
Yeah, you did admit that.
You can watch the whole thing.
You can watch the whole thing. I'm going to put it up onto YouTube.
And we'll turn it into.
He's joking. I couldn't tell, Tim. It was the accent, I think.
Very good.
I hope that wasn't. I didn't mean that to be offensive. I didn't come across as offensive.
We can pick this up another time then.
Another time. 3 people have said to continue. So come on, everyone else, let us know. It was fun. Continue. Thank you, David. Keep them coming. Keep coming. The positive comments. And
I
need them. Feed me with compliments.
Let's just go back to your character sheet a minute. I like seeing the smiles on people's faces when I perform. That's all that matters. That's what I think I did choose that quite well for you.
Well, I don't know what you mean.
Just want people to love you.
I'll bring that back up so everyone can see it. Angus will come back stronger. Angus, no, he won't. Jen, he won't.
Thank you for the ideas, guys. I can write him back in with a vengeance. Now you've just made a fucking enemy.
Come on, you Angus. Old Beardy Gaming.
He's going to be king of the goblins. It's going to be a massive twist.
Tim has put, just imagine my comments in Hugh Jackman's voice. I have a bit of a thing for Hugh Jackman. He's my man crush, so don't say that. Yeoman, make it every Thursday at 8 to replace EastEnders.
To replace EastEnders.
Not difficult. BBC? We have to. I can pitch it to the BBC
for an hour and a half.
So what was it? Yeah. I will do anything to prove myself superior to my hated rival, who is Angus now, obviously.
No, he's Angus, yeah. He's going to come back at you. You
got
out of nowhere, there's just going to be a javelin just flying past you.
Just to tie it into my enemy then, if he's my enemy, I'm going to make him a vegan who wears leather shoes and doesn't see the irony of that. That is what he's going to be now. People are seeing smiles on people's faces. Well, yeah. I can't see their faces, though. I'm assuming you're all smiling. But we're going to sign off, I think.
Okay.
I've got to fight Tim's wife for Hugh Jackman. I'm not sure how I feel about that, Tim. I'm not sure.
What are her feelings on Idris Elba? Because I don't want to have to fight anybody for him.
Yeah, what are your wife's, anyone's wife's or boyfriend's thoughts on Idris Elba? Martin will fight them.
Or boyfriends,
or girlfriends, or boyfriends, or life partners, or
dogs, cats, living together.
In harmony.
In harmony. I don't know what I'm talking about now. I'm tired. It's bloody hot. What a hot day. Not for you, Tim. It's winter for you, I'm imagining, or getting close. Who knows? Australia. Weird.
Tim's put Mark versus Angus for the right to fight goblins. Well, it sounds like I'll be fighting Angus and goblins next time. So
basically, this is free reign to rewrite this now into my own, which means I will be a little bit quicker on the draw.
Yeah. Excellent.
The book's going out the window now. Excellent stuff. It's something I do enjoy. I am a bit slow at it, so thank you for your patience, everybody. I know
thank you for tuning in as well. It is appreciated. As comments are still coming through, I'm Jeff Bezos, but I was hoping this was going to be on Netflix, or Louis' stuff is on Netflix. That is true. I mean, again, I'll pitch it to Netflix. I'll see what they say. I'll probably be turned down. But who's to say? It's 6 degrees Celsius here. That's cold, isn't it? Tim's just put. That's cold, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's
It's hot
pretty
here.
cold.
I'm
and it's early
boiling.
morning as well.
And it's never
I
hot
am
in Britain
boiling. I've
because
had to
Britain's
close
rubbish.
windows. I couldn't put a fan on because it just would be blowing straight into the microphone. The only place I put it.
You want to make yourself
It's
a
not
little
good.
mic shield like I've done out of old polystyrene tubes.
I do want to do that
Do
now.
that then. Do it now then. Do it now. Anyway, thank you all for tuning
It's
in.
hard work. Thank you.
I'm glad you've enjoyed it. I've been stood up all this time, so my legs are tired. So yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Glad you've tuned in, and we'll definitely do this again because it was fun. Thank you for your input. Thank you for your kind words on Twitter.
Thank you for
continued support
and your
as well.
patience.
And your patience, and continued support. Listening to our silly drivel every week. It is appreciated.
Yeah. We love you all.
We do. Yeah. 40
in an appropriate way.
In an appropriate way. Not in, yeah, obviously. But
Weird.
we
I'll
shall
make it weird. Not now.
make it weird. we should definitely leave. Good night to one and all.
All right.
And we
You're in
shall.
charge of that.
I know, but I'm waiting. I want to try and do it smoothly so they don't see me jump back to the YouTube bit. But it's not going to
Well,
work.
I've ruined that now, haven't I?
Ruined it all. Damn it. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, let us know
Keep in touch.
if you have any other thoughts. And yeah, thank you again. It's been great.
And please listen to, obviously keep listening to Why My Rivals Were Bigger, Campaign on Dice, and of course Take 10 as well, our newest addition to our little podcast family. It's Martin's this week. I've not edited yet, which has just reminded me because it comes out on Friday. So I better edit that. Where Martin talks about film. So yeah, please download that as well. And we shall.
Who even knows what day
again.
of the week it is anymore? I don't.
Old Beardy Gamers put you hand up first. Yeah, all right. We're going to hang up first. All right.
All right.
All right. We got what you meant. We're going now. Bye.